What is going on, guys? I know that you guys have been wanting this kind of spreadsheet for a little while now. Sorry it's taken so long, but now it is finally ready for you guys to play around with. So I've already started to play around with some numbers here, and I want you guys to use this as a way of kind of like goal mapping, right? Now, whether or not the actual data is going to be whether or not the actual data in your business actually reflects these goals is another thing, right? Understand that our expectations need to be tempered, right? And then if we based on real life data, because we can put up these expectations, blah blah blah, but if we're not we're not real with our the data, then it's honestly a big problem. It can cause a huge problem in your business. So I want to walk you through this, but I wanted to first of all give you that caveat that understand that this is a mapping tool. It's not this is how much profit we're going to blah 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 have at the end of the year or whatever it may be, because there's all these additional costs that come into play, right? But it is a way to keep you guys motivated, as well as it gives you a good path of understanding where your business is at and where you want to go. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And again, as we go through, you guys have all the time. You can ask me any question you like, and we can get to this. All right. So let me break it down for you. So we're gonna start off with up here. The one on the left is a calculation, a very simple calculation that you can do to figure out, okay, what is my minimum MER, minimum return on ad spend, however you want to look at it. I like to call it MER now because in platform is just all over the place. But at least we're able to know, okay, well, here's my product cost. This is how much it costs for me, right? This is landed, by the way. Then the next line is going to be how much does it cost me to ship out to the customer, right? So for me, for my packages, it costs about $8. And then how much do I sell for, right? This is, I sell for $99, right? Now, once you've done that, the BEP is a break-even point, right? So it's pretty much saying okay, well, if I have this much, I make $99 and I get it for 15 and I send it for 8, right? This is how much I can spend, or this is the margin that I have left for marketing, all right? Now, these margins are just fantastic, right? And this is not my business, but I just put in some random numbers. And the break-even point here is $76. So $76 to cover transaction fees, overheads, subscription fees, the marketing costs, right? And so on and so forth, right? So your minimum MER for your business just overall is a 1.3, right? Then what I like to do is I like to break it down and to come up with okay, what is my target cost per purchase? Now, this is the very key word here is target. It doesn't mean that this is the number that it's going to magically pop up. No, unfortunately that's not how this works. It's you want to fall in between this range if possible, right? And the things that determine your profit and all this is your offer, right? The quality of your ads, how good your back end system is built out, and so on and so forth, right? But like I said, I like to plan, and I like to project. Okay, well, if I'm at this level, what do I need to do to get to the next level? All right. So just really top of mind. All right. Then we've got a few calculations here. So do not touch any of this section. Okay, and I'm just going to put a border around it, do not touch, because if you touch it, it'll break. Okay, and then when you first get this spreadsheet, actually go file and then make a copy. All right, just so you guys can have your own, because this is all just hypothetical data. Okay, the next side over here is one big lever that I firmly believe in business is that if you can get your cost of goods down through negotiation, or you can get your shipping costs down through negotiation, then you're playing a game that all the noobs cannot play, right? You're thinking from a business standpoint, how can I make an incremental difference in my business? And this is exactly how you do it, right? So let's say, for example, my product cost, and this is what happened to me recently. My product cost went from 42 to 30. right? So $12 difference. And that $12, just by making that one conversation, 1 hour conversation, right? It increased the total profit of the business by about 300,000 per year. Just by doing that, right? Nothing else. Everything else stays the same. 1 hour equals 300,000. So that is where you guys can start to level up and start to think about, okay, well, what are other elements of the business that I should be focusing on to improve this, and to improve the amount of profit that I take home, because that's what we do here at the Pathfinders Group. And like, you don't have to fall into this negativity pool of like Facebook ads and all this kind of stuff, right? There's so much more to this business than just Facebook ads. All right. So with that being said, I've done another calculation here. If you want to, once you do make those changes to the shipping cost and product cost and so on and so forth, and then we've got a brand new break-even point and so on and so forth. All right, so let me walk you through it. So there are 3 different profit targets, right? So this is gross profit, right? Doesn't include your overheads, your ad costs, all that kind of stuff. Because there are all these miscellaneous fees that come into the game when you have when you're in business. So we've got 3 layers: 30% gross profit, 20% gross profit, and 10% gross profit. And understand that any ecom business generally falls between the 99% of businesses are at the negative mark, but then on the front end, a lot of businesses, if you get like a 20 to 30% gross profit percentage, you're in a pretty good place. Right, just to give you an idea, like the Udi and David Fogarty, who's a pretty famous ecom guy, I think he runs his gross profits at 15%. All right, so this gives you like a range, so to speak. And then when you actually start running ads, and there's another spreadsheet to help you with that later down the track, you'll be able to find out, okay, well, here's my actual target, my actual cost per purchase, or my customer acquisition cost. Where do I fall in these brackets? All right. So I've given you 2 ranges, so that this is a planning tool, a forecasting tool, right? Something that can help you guys to motivate you and push you further, and so on and so forth. Okay. So then what I've done is I've broken it down into units sold per day, right? So units sold per day. We've got 10 units, 15 units, 20 units, 25, 30, 35, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. All right. So let's say, for example, this product is selling at $99 a day. 99 price point, and then I'm selling 10 units a day. That means my overall revenue for that day is $990. And on the low end, which is the 10% profit margin, this means that if I spend $661, right, and my unit cost is this, right, then in that day, I'm only going to profit 10%, $99, right? But then this can really quickly compound as we start to increase the total ad spend, as well as leverage down our overall unit costs as well. All right, so let's just quickly go through this. So we have daily revenue, yearly revenue, ad spend, and these are all populated, like all calculated for you, right? So don't touch any of this either. All right. Then we've got our net profit. We've got our new profit if we change the product costs or so on and so forth. So feel free to make your changes as you need, right? Then we've got our monthly profit. Then we've got our new monthly profit. Then we've got our yearly profit. Then our new yearly profit, and then yearly ad spend. Okay, and then that doesn't change. Then what I like to do is, and this is just something for me, but if you guys resonate with me, I think you guys will appreciate this too. My wife and I, we love traveling. We love traveling. We love traveling so much, right? And because of that, in our businesses, rather than getting cash back, right, which, that's nice too, what we like to do is we like to get points, right? Because in the United States, there are some really good credit card point systems and services that you can use, right? So I've kind of calculated out, like, okay, well, these are the total amount of points that we will accumulate. And this is something I show and share with my wife, and we get so excited, and we can't, we get excited. All right. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into this. So let's say you understand how this spreadsheet works, right? The colors are a little bit jarring, so feel free to change it however you like. In hindsight, I probably should have changed this too. But anyway, this is the colors that I use. So let's say, for example, right? Let's say you guys are at, I don't know, let's say you're at 10 units a day, right? Let's just estimate, right? And then just for the purpose of this explanation, let's just assume that's where we're at. Then, how do you really use this document? Then what you want to do is you want to go and you want to start thinking, okay, well, if I'm spending, $661 a day and I'm making 990 back, right? I'm making $100 a day, which is still very good, by the way, right? Like, props for you guys if you are at this point, right? I think people with their, screenshots and stuff, they talk a lot of shit, but that's fantastic, right? Just to give you an idea, the yearly profit on that is $108,000 to $36,000. That's a wage, right? But the thing is, now you own that, right? As you're not at the whim of someone else, and that's kind of like the goal of this group as well, right? To have freedom, right? So let's quickly go through it. So let's say, for example, you're at 10 units a day and you're making 36,000 a year. You might not be happy with that. I think it's still great, right? Because this might be a side income. And if you're earning like 60,000 and you earn this, then boom, you're at 6 figures. Amazing. Fantastic. You have done a fantastic job. Let's then see well, what are the levers that we can pull to get to more money, right? All you really need to do is look at this column here, which is column E, ad spend. Right, and as long as your marketing mix is solid, you have a good email system, you've got a good SMS system, and all that kinds of stuff. Then, once you start cranking on ad spend, right, you're going to see your revenues increase too. Now, mind you, as you increase ad spend, your efficiency of your ad spend will go down 100%. So as you increase, there is more pressure on the founder to get better creatives, because if you can increase the effectiveness of your ads, then you can pretty much offset the lack of the drop in efficiency when you spend more. And I hope that makes sense. All right. Now, let's say, for example, right? Let's just say we just stay in the green bar, right? And you want to, like, your yearly goal is like, I want to earn $100,000. I want to earn $100,000 profit. And if I make $100,000 profit in my business, then I'm happy, right? And I think a lot of you guys probably would be happy. You would be able to travel. You'd be able to do all these amazing things. And truthfully, guys, it's actually very easy to get to that point. Okay, so let's just quickly break this down for you, right? Let's say you're here, yearly profit 36. Okay, then what do I need to do to double it? Okay, well, all I need to do really is, from spending $661 per day, is need to go to $1,300 per day, and you increase that. We have that in the Facebook ads module and so on and so forth, right? But this allows you to be like, it's actually not that hard. I just need to spend this much extra per day, right? Okay. Well, based off that, we've already doubled. What if we want to double again, right? What do we need to do to double again? So all we need to do is go from $1,300, right? And then we just need to start spending, kind of double the spend as well, right? Like $2,300. If we're spending $2,300 a day, guys, that means, based on these unit economics, per day you're going to be making $521. Per month you're going to be making $10,000. And then per year, you're going to be making $126,000. Now, this is where, remember how I was talking about your ads are only one lever that you can pull? What if you were to drop the unit cost per day, right? Similar to what I showed here, 15 to 10, all right? So, mind you, we're at 126,000 yearly profit, guys. That's profit that you guys can keep, and you have to pay taxes on that and so on and so forth, but, we're not a tax thing. But let's just say, for example, your unit economics drop from 15 to 10. All right. So when you get from 15 to 10, what happens is your new unit cost drops per day by about $200, give or take. All right. But what does that mean in yearly? Because that doesn't really sound that sexy. But if you extrapolate that out for the next 12 months, all things being equal, you maintain the level of quality of your ads, your campaigns and so on and so forth, then, well, here's the difference that is mind-blowing to me, right? Just that one change can take you from earning low six figures, 126, well, that's not low, it's like, 25% through, to high six figures, 190. 190, guys, if you're earning 190, you're probably one of the top 10%, top 15% of all earners in the world, right? So just that small little change can take you to this portion, all right? So let's say, for example, then, I hope you're understanding this. Not only that, though, if you're at 126,000, well, if you're spending that much on ads, and let's just go and find our yearly ad spend. Our yearly ad spend is here. We're spending $844,000 on ads per year. Okay, well, based off that, what kind of points am I getting? Right? And I've done this calculation for you. If you have the Amex Gold and the Chase Ink, right? You get 1 point for every dollar you spend after you spend 150. So that's why I've minused off 300,000 here. For Chase, you get 4 points for every dollar spent for the first 150. And for Chase, for Amex, that's 1 to 4. And then for Chase, it's 1 to 3, right? So that's why it's less. But let's just go back to that example. You're earning $126,000. You're freaking killing it. Fantastic job, right? At this point, though, look at how many points you're earning. You're earning that much, and then you have 1.6 million points. Guys, 1.6 million points. Do you understand what that means? It means that your travel, and I don't know if this is important to you, but for me, it's very important. It means that you never have to fly economy ever again. It means that every year, every month even, you could go and take your family or your significant other and take them to a destination where you can continue to work and you can continue to believe, or you can continue to see this profit come in because we're going to build the systems in the Pathfinders group. Does that make sense? Is that an unlock for you guys? Because for me, when I started to see this, I already knew all this, but it wasn't until December when I broke this all down, when I was trying to determine, with this business, what is it going to achieve for us, right? So now, by breaking it down, I was like, this is easy. No problem, right? And then we're going to talk about other things later down the track that will help you to go through all of this. But I hope that this makes sense to you guys, and it really unlocks a different perspective for you, right? It's not difficult to get to this point, as long as you're really you're humble, you're willing to learn, and you're willing to level up constantly. And it's not going to be fun sometimes, right? Sometimes you're going to have bad days, and that's okay. Right? Because this is where zooming out is very important. It allows you to see, okay, well, yes, I had 1 or 2 bad days. That's okay. But in the end of the time, at the end of the day, this is where I'm going to go. And that's where it's powerful, right? It makes you more sturdy as an entrepreneur, because this game of entrepreneurship is freaking tough. And it's not for the faint-hearted, right? But by having a goal, a long-term view, this is how you can survive those tumultuous seasons, all right? Now, just for shits and giggles, let's just have a little bit more fun, all right? Because it is a Saturday after all. Let's just have a little bit more fun. And let's just say, for example, you're not happy with $126,000, right? You're not happy. Let's say I want to earn, in the year, $361,000. I want to sell 100 units a day, which is actually not that difficult. $10,000 on revenue per day is actually not that difficult. All of my clients are doing this. All of my brands are doing this. It's not that difficult, okay? But this is where it gets really fun, right? Look at this. But just by selling, right, 100 units a day, 10K a day, right? Well, what's going to happen is your monthly profit, right, is $30,000. Can you imagine making $30,000 profit per month? Right? Can you imagine that? And if you guys have never experienced this, I cannot wait for you guys to experience these highs, because it is so freaking phenomenal. It allows you to have so much freedom and allows you to have so much joy with your family, right? You're not working for anyone else, right? And all of that hard work, all of those times where it was very difficult, it becomes worth it. Okay, so then you're yearly now. You're making $360,000 a year. You're freaking rich at this point, right? You have that as income, and then if you start investing that into other assets, well, then you're set for life. You just need to stick to the path. Don't be an idiot. Don't fuck it up. And this is how you go, right? So we've been playing this game, right, on the 10% profit, like the 10% profit mark, right? But let's say, for example, like generally speaking, most businesses, when you're sub 10 mil, right? Generally speaking, your profit percentage should be anywhere from 15 to 25%, right? As long as you have a good offer and all that kind of stuff, right? Now, let's just go back. Let's rewind the clock, right? Let's go back to where we were talking about 126,000. This is where it gets freaking nuts, in my opinion. Let's just say I was making your business, right, is making 1.26 million a year. Okay, at 10%, you're making 126,000. At 20%, though, you're making 252,000. Right, 252,000. You still have this. You have actually less points, but so much more money, right? Because your efficiency of ad spend is so much higher, right? Because your quality of ads are so much higher as well, and maybe your offer is so much higher too. Okay, well that's fun, right? So effectively, we've just doubled the total take home. What if we were to really just master creatives, like really build a really fortified business? Could we get to 30% and gross profit margins? Could we? I think you can, right? And then if you do that, look at this: $380,000 per year of profit, right? Insane. And you still have 1.3 million points, right? So what could you do if you earned 380,000 per year profit, right? You'd have to probably give away 30%. Because of taxes, unless you're in Dubai. Well, good for you. I'm freaking jealous. But even with that, even after the tax, right, you're still left with $200,000. That's a lot of money, you guys. A lot of money. Now, if you want to, let's just ramp it up a little bit, because I love this is the beauty of this spreadsheet, because it really gets me excited for you guys and for myself as well, right? Let's just say we sell 100 units a day and we maintain that 30%. Let's just say, right? Based off of this, your yearly profit is going to be $1 million. Yearly. At this point, you're just you're pretty mega wealthy, all right? And as long as you don't be stupid and blow this shit on dumb stuff, and don't let lifestyle creep, take advantage of you, you're in a really good place, all right? So, yeah. And then what, that 1 hour conversation changes it from 1 million a profit a year to 1.26 million. Insane. Freaking sane, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this training as much as I enjoyed filming it. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. And then if you guys ever get to this point, which I'm very confident that you will, if you guys have the goal of selling 100 a day, I'm very, very confident. I cannot freaking wait, guys, for you guys to get to this point, right? I cannot wait, because the joy of this is not the money that makes the difference, but when you have access to this, all right, it's the freedom to be able to do what you want to do every single day, not to be at the whim of someone else. That is what gets me excited. And I hope that you guys also will get excited and get motivated through this. I firmly believe that in this group that we are going to change a lot of lives. And I would love it as well. If you have a friend, let them know. If someone's interested in this, let them know. With this extra $1 million that you're going to make, give it back, pay it forward, right? Because we want to do this. That's the purpose of this group. So guys, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. And I want you guys to spend 30 minutes to an hour doing this. Have some fun. And let's start making our freaking big dreams a reality by taking actionable steps every single day. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.